Hello everyone, it's Sean from Sean's Model Builds, and I'm here to unbox the 650 scale AMT Enterprise. Now, according to the guide, it was produced in 2016. Of course, that's no surprise because here's the 50th anniversary sleeve that goes over the box. It's quite nice. They didn't embed it directly into the box itself. Now, I don't know if I went over it last night. I'll get the camera in position so I can go over everything now. The instructions, I was looking over them last night, and so they don't have any painting tips on this side, although they have the light ghost gray. Now I can substitute all the Tamiya colors for the tester's colors, and you can see how there are some letter markings for paint colors in here. The main hull seems to be light ghost gray. Now if you take a look, I'm going to compare something here. Here is Voyager, light ghost gray hull. Here is my 2500 scale TOS Enterprise. That's the Royal light gray hull. Now I want to make my Enterprise look different than Voyager, because say that's the 24th century hull color. This is the 23rd century hull color. And if you focus on my hand, you can focus on the ship. So I think I'm actually going to substitute that color and give it a more brownish gray appearance, kind of like this small model here. I think that's what I'll do, because the big one is 650 scale. The big one had silver anniversary hand painted on it because I hadn't learned how to spray paint 6 years ago when I started working on it. And here is the decal placement guide. You see, you can do the registries for all the different ships, and you can see how there are 12 ships listed besides the Enterprise. Interesting. And of course, in Star Trek Continues, there's the Congo. All right, and you have optional numbers, and here's what it's saying. So this is the production version, but as you see, it does versions for the first pilot, the second pilot, and the Mirror Universe. Now, you might think that's a brief problem because this model doesn't have any parts to make it into a pilot edition. Not like the 1000 scale here, which I actually built as the... excuse me. I built it as the second pilot edition with the darker stripes. And don't mind any paint mistakes. That's where I was just learning how to spray paint. And you can see the blue bolt cover on the front of the neck. Actually, if I go this way, you might be able to see the blue bolt cover on the bottom of the neck. Front of the neck there. Gave it antique gold around the deflector dish. But because I'd already painted this by hand, it didn't go in all the way. So this was more of a proof of concept model. That's why I gave it a different color scheme and decals. Anyway, we're not here today to talk about the Enterprise. We're here to talk, the second pilot Enterprise. We're here to talk about the first pilot Enterprise. And in the spirit of that, I have ordered first pilot parts. Now, of course, you have, from Federation models, of course, you have accurate impulse control loops for it. But here, see, first pilot and nacelle caps. There you go. They're all from Federation models or Starfleet alternatives for the Erdl 18 scale kit. P&T decals 2008. Here you go. Flux chiller grills. Still learning where all the parts go. Flux constrictors, maybe that's the same name, maybe it isn't. We're going to find out. Here's the TOS shuttlecraft. Look how tiny that is, but it's all one piece. 650 scale, of course. Well, maybe it comes with decals also. And let's see what else I have here. Here we go. Pilot lower sensor dome. Series bridge. I'm hoping I find a pilot bridge one day. I looked on the Lake Monster details. It didn't seem to be there. Pilot intercoolers. There's another lower sensor array. That must be the regular one. Let's compare it. Ooh, look at this. Look at that. It is bigger, see? Series on the right. Bigger one, pilot on the left. Good, good, good. Pilot navigational deflector. You see how the dish is much bigger. Oh, here we go. Pilot impulse deck. Good. And here's what I was looking for. Pilot Bassard connectors with the little knobs. Perfect. And it seems to have several little knobs in case something breaks. Oh yeah, that's why you have 3 of them. Perfect. Brilliant, brilliant. They even have little pegs where you can install them through there, although you might have to widen the peg hole. But of course, look, see? It's not a clear piece. And then you have the, oh good, I already opened the decals. That's brilliant. Here we go. They're on 2 different sheets, apparently, with the yellow backing, just like they have in the original kit. Going to have to start using the pause button because we're already at 6 minutes here. Okay. There you go. All right. 2016, good. You see the white windows and along the struts of the nacelles themselves. And here we go. This is brilliant. Look at this. It's amazing. Not only do you have all the names, but you have all the pilot markings as well. Dark windows everywhere. First pilot, second pilot. Second pilot, first pilot. That's amazing. And then you have a blue one. So I don't know which ones are stickers and which ones are decals. That's very interesting. These might actually be stickers. It's hard to tell. Yeah, they are. They are indented. But this is decals because it's a raised surface, so you don't have to worry. If you accidentally screw up, you actually have stickers and decals, which I didn't realize because I've never unboxed this kit before, so that's great. And you have the names of all the ships and of their registry numbers, although I'm using 1701. And if you look closely, look, you see how the one is just like a small L? Well, look at the one for the production version, see? And look at the R in Enterprise. See how it goes out to the right? Well, look at the R in Enterprise here. Pilot script. So that's really great. You can substitute the USS, put in the second Pilot Enterprise, and you'll be doing just fine. That's absolutely wonderful. All right. So those are the decals, all the decals. Now it's time to focus on the... Oh, I'll put them back in their bag and then I'll focus on the replacement decals and Federation models that I have left over. All right, I'm back. So these are leftover models, decals from Federation models. You probably have the first pilot in there. You have all the instructions, which are almost a carbon copy of the instructions from the kit. So that's good. We'll see if I have to order more or not. Because you may have to separate out the stripes and cut them out and put in the pilot registries if you're going to do it that way. This kit was not exactly designed to do it any way other than the pilot. I mean the production version. Let's take a look at the sheet. Here we go. If you want to have a faint sensor grid on the ship, there you are. There you are. And you just put it on in pie wedges with the rust ring, just like you did in the, just like you do in the refit, because it has the pie wedges for Aztec decals. So I'm just going to see if the other one looks identical. My goodness, we're exactly at 10 minutes and I haven't even got to the parts of the ship yet. You know, I might make this a 2-part video. No, I can't do that. Unbox the whole thing for the... Okay, this is saucer grid as well. Maybe black and white, maybe not. These are damaged decals, just in case I screw up. I have part 1 and part 2. I wondered where they went to. Hull plating, well, not on this ship. Okay, and then I will open the bags and we'll take a look at the parts. I think my instinct is correct, and I'm even going to tell you why. Royal light gray painted small Enterprise. There is the plastic, which is almost a royal light gray in itself, even if it's just a little lighter. So there you go. That's what I will use. And you have to be very careful when you're taking these off, because you don't want to put gaps in the hull. But you can see where the bridge dome goes. You see it has 2 pegs. The impulse hatch cover, which will be colored blue for the pilot. So that's really great. That's good, and don't worry, any fingerprints and smudges will be covered up by the primer, as will both the printed 2016 and, look, the 2011 version of the saucer in raised print. There's where the lower sensor dome goes. There's where the neck fits in. Of course, I'll reinforce with glue. All right, so that's quite good there. I will open up next bag. Well, technically the next bag is the dome base, which I don't need to open because you've seen enough dome bases to last you a lifetime. So the next bag is here, warp nacelles and everything. So I'll be right back. All right, here we go. So the 2 sprue trees are a near identical match for each other. You lift one off. So you see the warp nacelle, you see the intercoolers, but look, see how they have grid lines in between them, but the pilot ones didn't? There's a nice thick slot. There's the impulse, like the cap for the top of it. Now, you see those indented windows? You don't paint those, not like I did on the other one. But look, there is the place, raised detail to put the markings on for the nacelle strut vents. So that's pretty important. And then this one is almost identical. There's the impulse housing. You'll use the first impulse housing. These are the series nacelle rear domes, but I'm going to be using the pilot ones. So, next bag. It's kind of nice to be unboxing this particular model, since this is how my model building journey started almost 6 years ago. I think it was 6 years ago this month that my new friend at the time had given me that ship, as well as the Aqua D7. So let's see if I can get everything out of here without anything breaking. Ah, there we go. Good. Okay, so here we have the bottom of the secondary hull. Starboard side, slot for the nacelle. Look, it goes almost all the way. Look how deep that is. That's how far in it'll go, and you'll put glue all the way in there. Perhaps even before you prime it. And look, there are etched windows all above here. Now I hope that they align perfectly with the decals, so I don't have to paint them. And it's the same on the other side. And you can see the slot that fits into the neck. Well, the slot of the neck that fits into the saucer. Again, that'll be glued as well. There aren't any pegs to glue it together. You notice that? So you're just going to have to glue the surfaces together and hope that these two actually go together enough. See how it goes beyond the curve? Hope it goes together enough. Now this is the, what is this? The supposed triangle stand? Well, I don't think that's going to support the ship. That's why you've got the polar light space. The production, look at that. See how inaccurate that deflector dish is? Another reason why I'm doing the first pilot, so you get an accurate looking deflector dish. You got to make this 650 scale Enterprise look as close as you can to how it looked in the Smithsonian. Of course, substituting the royal light gray for the bluish gray. There's the shuttle bay. There's the nacelle domes, but you see no holes and no antennae. All right, so I'm going to put everything back in the box and we'll wrap up this video. Oh, look, here we go. Clear bits. Probably the lower sensor dome and the top bridge dome. So I'll make sure that's on the very top of the box before I close it up. And of course, you got these little cards in the box. Look at different websites. That's a website. It's Polar Lights brand, AMT brand, round 2. Here's the catalog now. Of course, this is from 2016, so let's take a look and see which kits I already possess. Well, I don't have that Batwing. I have more of an original one. And the 50th Anniversary Enterprise right there. Now, if you flip over to the other side, Back to the Future, but that is completely different looking to how I see it. All right. Okay, put everything back in the box now. Well, despite my best efforts, it didn't quite fit in as I had planned. So I'm going to have to put the 50th anniversary sleeve somewhere else and put the box on top. I can still put the model box on top of the top of there. That's good because it's in chronological order. Look at that. The one that introduced us to the Enterprise, September 8th, 1966, which is tomorrow. That's when I'm uploading this video. Star Trek the Motion Picture, which first brought us the refit. Star Trek 4, which first brought us the Enterprise A. And Star Trek 2009, which brought us the J.J. Abrams Enterprise. Yeah. And then you get into the other ships up top here, which you've already seen. You can see how the refit NX-01 is pretty close in color to the royal light gray of the Enterprise. And of course you can see over here my very first Star Trek model in the 21st century. Painted and re-decaled by hand in 2018 with, of course, the inaccurate deflector dish that came with the kit. But since I already have an original Enterprise, and it's already been signed by William Shatner, as you can see more clearly now, I'm building this as the first pilot edition. And so it'll look similar to this one in hull color, but it'll look completely different. That's pretty good, because those are the 3 TOS Enterprise kits I have. And as far as the one up there that comes with a 7 Enterprise set, I might just build that one as the Congo from Star Trek Continues, and ironically from the Star Trek game, because we had the Congo in that as well. So that's all for now for Sean's model builds. I hope you enjoyed Canadian Star Trek Day yesterday, just as I hope when this video uploads tomorrow that you enjoy American Star Trek Day, arguably the more famous of the two, I know. And so, see you all later for next week for another edition of Sean's model builds, in which I will probably continue working on Voyager, unless I have another unboxing video in the pipeline to produce. See you later. Bye-bye.